All right. I have a couple more stories here, but I also do have an update on the my husband got a vasectomy and didn't tell me story.
Okay.
So we'll do that update at the end and then one more story.
All right. Which one are we going to do?
I'm going to read you the titles and you pick.
Ooh, okay. My choice. I like it.
Am I the asshole for sending a price sheet to my family after not being invited to my half-sister's wedding?
Okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my daughter-in-law, for fuck's sakes, I have a life, and I am not going to be a cookie-cutter grandma, and I will call the police?
Whoa. Okay, that sounds intense.
Am I the asshole for refusing to pay my fair share of drinks when I don't drink?
Second one. Yeah, give me the police one.
The police
That one sounds intense. Let's go.
Okay. My son and daughter-in-law have been married for around 7 years at this point. They have 2 kids. All of my children are out of the home and living their lives. My husband and I are still working and will probably retire in 10 to 15 years. Around 70. My daughter-in-law and I got along much better before kids came into the picture. They live 30 minutes away and she is always trying to drop them off. I thought my son was in on this, but no. I sat them down and he had no idea that this was happening. I showed him many texts of her asking me to babysit, and he was under the impression that I have only babysat twice this month, not 16 times. Apparently, she has been dropping them off with me to hang out with people, and my son was under the impression that she was taking them with her. I started to communicate in a group chat with them, so everyone was on the same page. I only respond to her in the group chat, and if she starts to spam me with texts about it, I throw a screenshot in the group chat and have my son deal with it. We have talked about it, and it comes down with her wanting her kids to have the same relationship she had with her grandparents. In short, I explained that I am still working and I will not have that relationship, that I can't have the kids every day just like she had growing up. We agreed to every 2 weeks to have a grandma day. All good for about a year. My son is now traveling for work and she is at it again. The time difference makes it so hard to have him shut it down when it happens. I was home for about an hour when she showed up at my home. She wanted me to babysit when she went shopping. I had enough at this point. I told her, for fuck's sakes, I have my own life, that I will not be a cookie-cutter grandma she wants, and if she tries to leave the kids with me from now on without my agreement, that I will call the police for abandonment. She called me a jerk and stormed off. My son tried calling me to smooth it over and saying that I may have gone too far. Am I the asshole?
No, that's just the right amount of far. I think this is going to be pretty funny when daughter-in-law tests it and she calls the police and she fucking does it.
Yep, exactly.
That's wild that she was pawning them off on the grandma and the son doesn't even know.
Yeah.
I would be so mad at you.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Like, how is he okay with that?
Exactly.
That is complete breaking trust. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know where my kids are.
Yeah.
I thought you had my kids, but it turns out my kids are with my mother and I didn't even know of this. What?
I know.
No communication.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, like not only is she like lying about dropping them off, but like she's sending them to his mom's house without even telling him. Like,
yeah,
that's so weird to me.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And it's a different thing, like, to want a relationship with like your kid and your grandparents.
That's
but, like,
bullshit.
I mean,
I don't. I think that's complete utter bullshit. Why is it?
The reason she's giving is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because she just wants time to herself.
That reason's bullshit from her.
Yes. But like if people do say this, like I do get that feeling or that desire, but they're still working.
Yeah.
Like she has a full-time job. She's not like
you give them to the grandparents when the parents ask for it, or if you have something and you need a babysitter. That's when you give them to the grandparents, not 16 times a month because you want to go shopping.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Like I grew up with my grandparents a lot, like my Nonna Teresa and my Nonno Domenico. We like when my mom was working, like I was there at their place a lot, like as a baby. But that's because like my Nonna wasn't working, like they were retired.
Yeah, I'm sure they enjoy doing
exactly.
it too.
Like if you have the time, I'm sure most grandparents do enjoy it, but when you are working full time, like
yeah, fuck no.
If they're not going to retire until they're 70, like that's
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thank you.
Like if they wanted kids again, they would
Yeah,
adopt.
exactly.
I don't know. Like,
When for Christmas, I would always spend the Christmas break till New Year's with my grandma and grandpa.
yeah.
Like on Boxing Day, we'd go, and then I would always stay at my grandparents'. It was great, especially when then my grandma bought me a Game Boy Advance, and then I could play
Oh.
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. But like I wasn't allowed Game Boys at my house, so like the
really?
Game Boy stayed at my grandparents. So I love going to my grandparents because I got my Game Boy.
Didn't like hanging out with the grandparents. You like
No, I love my
playing.
grandparents too. It was like a thing since I was like little and then I would get picked up after New Year's.
Yeah. Just you or your sisters too?
Nope, just me.
Oh, that's nice.
Because my grandma loved me. I was spoiled, and I was
Aw.
the favorite baby boy. And yeah, I remember that Game Boy too was like the Game Boy Advance. So it was before your time. It was before
I had a Game Boy. I don't know about Game Boy
probably
Advance,
like an SP. Did it flip?
Yeah.
Open?
Yeah.
So that was SP. This was the one before it. So it was just like the solid one. But the thing with it is like there's no light on the screen. So once it started getting dark, you couldn't play. You
What?
couldn't play unless there's light in your room. Like, nowadays the screens are lit.
Yeah.
And they light up for you. The Game Boy SP, the one that folded up, it's the first one where the screen was like lit up. Now, back then, you couldn't. So like it started getting dark at nighttime and no more Game Boy for Denver. Yeah, when I was like a kid, I was never allowed any Game Boy devices or anything.
Yeah.
My grandma bought it for me.
That's nice.
It was great. And now I still have a Game Boy.
Yes, you do.
I got a Game Boy DS. I got a DS. I got a
I had a
3D.
DS too.
I got a Game Boy DS. I got a 3DS. And I got a Switch. For my Pokemon and my Mega Man Battle Network games.
Denver's a huge nerd. If you guys
I
haven't
like to game.
caught on.
Yeah, I like to game a little bit. Anybody else play the Pokemon games? Let me know. I'm always down for that. I'll battle you. You got any of those games? I got a team ready to go. Got my level 100 Pikachu. I'm ready.
We had someone in the comments.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Right?
Yeah,
Oh,
somebody in the comments
Yu-Gi-Oh!
for Yu-Gi-Oh! Someone commented on YouTube and they had like a little Kribo as their profile. And then I replied back to the comment and then I was like, also, side note, if you have Duel Masters, here's my, add me as a friend. So if you guys have Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters, and you guys want to duel me, send us a DM or create a thread on the subreddit, and I will post my profile link, and you can deal with my dark magicians. Teresa's like, what the fuck is that?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but cool. All right, there's an edit.
Oh, okay.
For everyone going on about how he couldn't know, doesn't he talk to his kids? The kids were 4 months and a 1.5-year-old when she kept dropping them off. They weren't really talking. The oldest could move, but he wasn't a big talker. It really hit off when she was pregnant and got even worse when the second one was born.
So it's like the kids are saying "igi googa gaga." Question though, like, okay, like, just hypothetically, we had kids, all right, and I am pawning them off on Franca, your mom.
Yeah.
I'm just giving them off to her. You don't think that there's a 3-way group chat, and it's like your baby did this today while I had them look at this cute picture, like, updates on anything like that?
Yeah.
How is the mom not even giving her son updates on how her kids are doing when she's babysitting them?
I don't think she's babysitting for like long amounts of time. Like I think it's probably like an hour or two a day.
Maybe,
like,
yeah. I guess okay, maybe kind of.
because she
But I
comes over
feel
last minute.
I feel like we'd be getting updates.
Yeah.
If I'm looking after Madison's kids when it's born, she's getting like 17 videos.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah. I mean, my parents sent us updates. Well, my mom sent me updates when she watched Luna
Yeah.
that week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're getting updates the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I should read the top comment.
Yes, please.
Not the asshole. That's nice she had that kind of relationship with her grandparents, but absolutely nothing entitles her to force it on you. Good job on the boundaries. Your son needs to step up here too, though, and get more involved with his own kids. The group text idea was brilliant and is a great way to keep him in the loop. OP replies, don't make assumptions. He is very involved with the kids. When he comes back from the trip, he always takes the kids out to let her have a chance to herself. He has been to every milestone they have had. He just gave her a weekend trip with her friends for Mother's Day and stayed behind with the kids. He goes to doctor appointments. They switch off childcare mornings and nights. He takes them with him all the time. He spends a lot of time with the kids. The kids are in daycare, so really they have nights together. He is a good father. Not his fault he needed to travel to work, so they have money. That's just what happens when you are the main breadwinner. When work says to do that, you do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. People always make assumptions.
Yeah.
That the father's not around enough.
Yeah, we make assumptions too because we're not given full information.
Context. Yeah, exactly.
We don't have all the information. We're just making assumptions based on like the information that we're given.
Exactly.
Sorry, we're making conclusions based on the.
That's all we do.
We're just giving our opinions.
We're
guys.
just jumping to conclusions on here. That's literally all we do. It's entertaining though.
Yes.